Hey everybody, welcome back. Brian here from T-Sportline. Moving right along with our DIY PPF install on Cybertruck. We're going to now do the rear quarter panel on the driver's side. You're going to notice I lowered the truck a little bit. I'm in medium mode because I want to be able to see this top edge and I don't want to be stretching up here, and I don't really need a ladder to do that yet. So similar to what we've done in the past, we're going to start by spraying down the entire surface and wiping it off. And again, the point here is the last chance to get any dirt, dust, hair, whatever, off the truck. Okay, truck is clean. Now, similar to what we've done on the other panels, we're going to start by spraying this down and peeling it off. I want to spray the entire surface on the top side. Now you can see the limits. This is a 6-foot table and it's pretty tight. A 9-foot table or a longer table would definitely be better here. Or put 2 tables together. You can do it like this, but the edges hang off the side, and that's not ideal. But I wanted to show you what you might run into. So we're going to work with the 6-foot table today. And then I'm going to start peeling back the PPF. Very slowly, a little bit at a time. And just coating it with the slip solution. I'm going to go past the middle point on this piece because the front side of the panel is much longer and I want to do it from the bottom up. Okay, we've got this soaked down. I'm going to lay it back here. That side's loose. Pull my template down a little bit so I can work over here on this side. Okay, let's start over on this corner. Okay, that's about as far as I can go there. Now, I'm going to work my way up this bottom edge. It's okay to lay it on top of itself when it's wet like that. It's just sitting here, slips around no problem. Just getting it off the backing. Okay, that's about as far as I can go there. And I have a little bit in the middle that I'm going to come up the bottom side. Okay. And that's it. That's the last part right there. Now, this is properly coated with slip solution. I want to make sure the top side's covered. Everything looks good. I'm gonna spray down my truck, whole panel. One more time across the top. Now, this panel is one you may want to grab a friend to help you with. It's possible to do it by yourself. If you look at how far you can stretch, I can almost hit the corners. I'm pretty close. If you were a lot smaller, you definitely need a friend, but I'm gonna give this a go as a one-person install. But feel free to grab a friend for putting this one up. So I'm just gonna go across to the middle here. I'm gonna hold up my ends in the corner. I'm gonna pull it off. Okay, important, don't get it on the tire, don't get it on your clothes, go a little high to start with. Just get it close to in position on the truck. We're gonna move it around, make sure nothing's overlapped. Let's grab our slip solution. You can see it's gotta come my way. And I'm going to pull this off up front, come forward. See how, if you pull it off sufficiently, you can pull it forward without stretching the film. You don't want to force that. So if you have a lot of resistance when you're trying to move it, you've got to pull enough of the film off to start lining it up. And then just kind of slowly work it into place. I'm working on lining up the outer edges. If it's sticking up here, just keep putting enough slip solution on where you can get it close. Okay, I've got it reasonably close now. I'm gonna start in this upper corner and start working my way back. You can see a big wrinkle here. I need to pull this out. Needs to come down and back a little bit my way. So you can see where I'm working my way back. I need to go back and keep pulling this back up into position. Not stretching it, I'm just sliding it ever so slightly to get that lined up. Okay, that looks really good now. If it's not moving, you peel it back, you add some slip solution. Little slip solution. I'm going to start by locking down this front edge. So I pull it up to where it's lined up with the edge. On this front edge and on the top. And I'm going to hold it in place. Now, I've got the front edge lined up and I've got the top lined up. And I'm going to hold it with this hand. Okay. So this front edge here is lined up and this top edge is lined up. I'm going to work my way back. And I'm holding this and making small adjustments to keep this top edge lined up. This bottom edge is not going to be critical at all because it's going to be covered by the fender flare. So again, just keep slowly working my way back and be gentle. And if it's dry, this should be sliding no problem. I'm going to pull this back up. And make sure I've got this bottom panel lined up. So what we did back here is we were stretching this a little bit to make up for some of the variation, panel variation, being a very long piece of PPF. I'm working from the top down, get this edge lined up on the back side. Working my way down to lock it in place. Okay. Back edge looks good. Next, we're going to work on locking this fold in the panel in place. Okay, let's double check. Front edge looks perfect. Top edge exactly where we put it. The back edge looks good. If anything looks out of place, we're going to back up, go to our help section, see how you can peel something back and redo it. But the corners, everything looks good on this piece right now. Now, we're going to start switching back here to go down this way, because I don't want to peel off where I've already locked that edge. And again, if you have a bubble or a wrinkle in here, you can peel it up. Not a problem. Going around, my edges still look good. No bubbles, no wrinkles. Everything stayed in place. Okay, as we come back up here, since we locked this down up front, we're going to be working our way out the back. And these bubbles should flow out very easily with no pressure. Same thing back here. I'm coming out this way now. Okay, I'm going to grab the small squeegee, which is a little easier to work around these cutouts. Go ahead and wipe all these little sections out, right to the edge. Okay, I notice my edge is a little bit short right here. Not a problem. I'm going to wet this down. We're going to pop it up. And I'm just gonna go about halfway up. From this point down to this point, we'll get it wet. And then we're gonna pull it down like we were before. And once I get it down where I want it, I can lock it in place. Okay, I've got it down now. Come in. And what we did was we just resealed that edge. We can get our big squeegee again. and seal that back off. Depending on how much you have to stretch to get to an edge is really a factor how far you'll have to peel back. Now finally, we're going to go down here to the bottom. Since this has been sitting a while, I'm going to pull it back and just spray it, make sure everything's wet. And again, we're going to start on top of the fold. I just want to get this fold tight with the film. Okay, now this front edge, I'm going to hold it down this way. Okay, it's locked in. And we are underneath the cladding over here. That does it. I'm going to take an inspection now, check edges, look for wrinkles. If there's anything that's imperfect, you can reference our help videos, go back and fix them, but everything looks good. I'll give it our final squeegee, and then that'll be a wrap on this panel. We're going back to the same way we put it down the first time. And down to the final panel. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's going to do it for the rear quarter panel. It's going to be a repeat on the other side of the truck. And then that does it. We're going to move on to the next panel. I'll see you in that video.